Number 3 is paid marketing, which goes without saying is any kind of marketing that you pay for. Think social media or YouTube ads, TV or radio commercials, podcast or newsletter sponsorships, ads on someone's blog or website. Basically, through paid advertising, you're essentially paying the person who created the content or the person who grew or created or gathered the audience. You're paying them for that attention, those eyeballs or earlobes. Physical or print material such as direct mail, flyers, billboards, signage at a bus stop, on a building, on a vehicle, or even put in the ground are also all forms of paid marketing. If you have more money than time or just want to get things going faster and you have the capital, then paid marketing might be a great place for you to start. Pro tip, and I alluded to this earlier, but just because you have the money and you throw it at a certain situation or a certain problem, hoping or assuming that you will automatically get a huge return just because you put money into it, is a huge mistake and can cost you thousands, if not millions of dollars. Ask me how I know. While having money to spend can be a huge advantage for testing things out and to help you really grow once you nail it and know that you are profitable on a specific campaign, it can also lead you to not making some of the best decisions. Start with a little, and then once you know you have a winner, dial it up. Still keep an eye on it, but slowly start to spend more and more until you've maxed out either your company's ability to fulfill or that platform's ability to deliver the amount of leads or sales you need at an ROI that makes sense to you. The fourth way to sell your product or service is what I call OPP or OPA. OPP stands for other people's people or other people's platform or audience. This is done by connecting and building relationships with people who have a large audience that may be interested in your product or service. For example, if you had a software company that helps home service companies, you could connect with anyone who educates in the home service industry and pay them a commission for any of their clients or followers who purchases your software. If you sell fitness supplements, you could connect with gym owners or anyone else in the fitness industry to help you sell your product. What I found through personal experience is that although there's a time and a place for a little friendly competition, when I focus on how I can work with other people instead of against them, not only is it more fun and feels better, but my businesses have always benefited as well. Don't get me wrong. Just to be clear here, I'm not saying that you should go to your direct competition, hand them over a list of all of your customers, exactly where and how you get your manufacturing done, contact information for any investors you might have, your contractors, salespeople, employees. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But if you get creative and keep an open mind, there are so many ways that you can work with so many other people that can mutually benefit both of your businesses to a very large degree. Obviously, not everyone is going to be a fit for this, but just a few of the right partnerships could really help take your business to that next level. Other ways to market and sell your products and services are through physical or storefront locations, online platforms that already have an audience such as Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Upwork. There's even an online platform that my son is always looking at. He really loves plants, and people sell their plants on this platform. Live events, whether in person or online. Maybe you host or speak at an educational event. Maybe it's a large event. Maybe it's just a small meetup. Maybe you focus on PR or you get in the news or other publications. Maybe you don't have your own personal podcast, but you could podcast guest on other podcasts. And then the last way to promote and sell your product or service might be a way that maybe you don't have as much control on, but as a result of you delivering great service to your customers, is word of mouth marketing. Now, while word of mouth marketing will mostly be just the result of you delivering an awesome product or service, there are things you can do to help exponentialize this. Ask customers for ratings and reviews. Ask for testimonials and be sure to post those on your website or send those out in a newsletter or include in a sales page. At the end of the day, all success in business is getting in front of enough of your ideal customers or clients and helping them understand and realize why your product or service would be of benefit to them. Remember, less is more. While there might be some marketing or sales channels that make sense to do at the same time, like if you're going to send out some direct mail and run an ad somewhere simultaneously, like that makes sense. But if you're trying to figure out how to convert Facebook ads and start a podcast and create a killer YouTube channel and promote an event and hire and train a sales team and do everything on social media under the sun, you, my friend, will crash and burn. But the key is just start somewhere. Action leads to information. So by taking action, you will then know, oh, this is working, this is not working. I can cut this, I can keep going on this. And I promise you, I give you my word that as you do this, you will find things very specific to you and your product or service that just work in a way that you never really knew was possible before. Sometimes you will be niching down into that different sales angle strategy. And then other times you will be expanding as you get something dialed in and is on autopilot, then you'll be ready to expand to something else. What you'll find is that a successful business is constantly expanding and compressing and expanding, building up and niching down, really focusing in and then adding to. And while that might sound counterintuitive, it actually makes a lot of sense. Before starting your business journey, maybe you're not fully aware of what's possible and the view is very narrow. And then you start to understand how to identify and see opportunity everywhere. You start to learn about different ways of marketing. You realize that you can create a business out of anything. So you went from very narrow to like the entire world. And then you come up with your business idea. And at first it seems pretty narrow, pretty straightforward. And then you start to do research and you realize all the different ways there are to do it. So you focus in on one of those and you're back to narrow again. And then you realize all of the opportunity within that one little thing. But then your business starts to grow and maybe you get that one little thing really dialed in and your time or money spent on that one little area just isn't as effective as you continue to put more time and money into it. So then you expand again and you go to another marketing channel with the same message that you now have dialed in. Or perhaps you're the one doing the outreach and your time is limited, but now you have the messaging dialed in and you're able to expand to a sales team. But then you dial in on what that sales team should do. Maybe you bring on too many people at first or have them doing too much. You dial in, but then they get it figured out and then you can expand again. Okay, let's put a bow on this. Sales and marketing is the lifeblood of any business. It is your business, but don't overthink it. Just like coming up with your business idea, there are way more would have been, would be, could be businesses that have never nor never will see the light of day because well-intentioned would-be entrepreneurs are still thinking about it, trying to decide, trying to find that perfect marketing strategy. The truth is you could take 10 years to come up with the right strategy, and not only will it have changed because times will have changed, but nothing ever goes or works exactly how you plan. So just go. Just like Pocahontas said, you don't know what's around the river bend until you go. You will not know what's in a given building until you enter the corridor. The light often doesn't turn on until you step into the darkness. So follow your intuition, but move forward. In something, anything, know that you can always change and that nothing is wasted. You are always learning. And that's what we got for Module 5. We will see you in Module 6, where the rubber hits the 7-figure road. We'll see you there.